Hello, I'm Ainsley from A Mama with Trauma, and today I wanted to talk about something that I have thought a lot about for the past couple of years. I don't know, the only word I can really think of is bridges, honestly. That's the only, it's relationships as bridges, especially between uh, mother and child. That's what I wanted to speak about today. This page is never meant for any malicious, vindictive actions towards those that have harmed me or abused me. This page is simply for me to communicate with myself and whoever comes on my page uh, things I am personally recognizing and learning through my journey of life. Uh, Trauma, abuse, motherhood, identity issues, all that kind of stuff is what I'm talking about. And I just come on this page to share that with whoever wants to listen. So, like or subscribe if you are up for that. Otherwise, let me get into this. Bridges. Okay. I remember doing a lot of trauma work with on my mother wound, and I was finding these connections inside of myself towards my mother that were just missing so much. And I kept, as I was trying to be a mother towards my own child, I kept coming up to these almost like blackouts. Like, there's nothing here for me to reference. And what I am referencing is something that I really don't want to repeat. But what is this that I need to listen to and that I need to pay attention to? And the thing, like the vision that I got was for myself is that at some point I recognized a mother. I felt a mother's role, and the role that I wanted to have towards my child was this of kind of like a bridge maker. Not that I made the bridge. I didn't like I didn't make the bridge. The bridge just naturally formed, just like child naturally formed. But with the birth of my child, I recognized that there was this attachment that I had to her. And it was very I sat with it. It was like springy and flexible, and it moved, and no matter which direction I went, it was always there. And that was a new concept for me. I had never experienced that. And it, it was odd. It was genuinely an odd connection to have with somebody. And it felt very natural and organic. But again, I had never experienced it before, so I didn't have like a frame of reference. So, me being me, I'm like, what is this? What is this? What is this? What is this? In my mind, and just reflecting and stuff. And the conclusion I came up with is that it was a bridge. It was a bridge that connected me to my child. And I recognized that my child was at the other end of this bridge, and that it was, like the island or person or soul or whatever at the other end of this bridge was small. It was such a small thing. But I recognized that there was something of this individual that was moving, and it had nothing to do with me. It wasn't anything that I had control over or could, it was totally separate than me. And I recognized that. I was like, wow, this person, this soul, this spirit has nothing to do with me, but I am attached to this, and this spirit person is attached to me. And very hyper vigilant of not, just because of my trauma, not wanting to, go over and overstep my bounds and, crush this little tiny thing. I'm like, this thing is special. This is very special. I do not want to do anything to ruin this or crush it or whatever. I just don't know what to do. And over time, I recognize that my responsibility with this bridge was to strengthen this bridge on my end towards this other person, my child. And then the underlining factor was there, and then it was very natural, but that there were things that I had to do and undo, and work that I had to put in order to create a more solid foundation for my relationship with this person. And I recognized that I was going to have to do this work, but also that I was going to go to this, primarily at the beginning, I was going to go across this bridge. I was crossing this bridge most of the time. On the other side, this little tiny person couldn't move. They were infants, there was very much a small infant that I had to go across this bridge that I built, or that exists, and I'm needing to figure out how it works, but also that this little person at the other end can't come across the bridge. This person can't come to me. They're a baby. And I loved that, but I also recognized at some point, as this child gets older, I have to recognize that this is a two-way bridge. This is just not me as the mother going over to the child and dominating the child. At some point, I recognize that I'm going to have to go back over onto my side, and over the years and practice and work and all of that, this child is going to have the opportunity to come onto my side if she so chooses. But that at some point this bridge becomes a highway. This bridge is a highway of connection in the relationship, where both of us will travel back and forth to be in one another's lives, and how precious that is. How important that is, and how that bridge really is something I had never experienced, and I never felt, and I didn't know existed. I never knew a bridge like this existed in any aspect of my life. No relationship I had ever really been in had felt like this. And then, and as I do now, it was definitely worth protecting. It was definitely worth fighting for. And I wish I could just speak as a mother to all children out there, and even to the people who have the inner child that are still wishing that their parents would have paid attention to that bridge, and just encourage you and tell you that you are always worth being, you as a child were always worth figuring that bridge out for. And whether your parents did or not, there's nothing like that can't be changed, but I hope at some point you learn to relinquish the hold that your parents may have had on you and heal. Ultimately, just heal and never have to give them that power anymore, and that you take that power back. And I know that kind of changed from my child and my relationship to myself. That's just something I've learned, but yeah. Relationships are very interesting, especially when you've experienced immense trauma from them. But yeah, I just wanted to share that today, and I hope you enjoyed that. I am Ainsley from A Mama with Trauma. Have a good day.